Happy New Year, Pixel owners. Yes, we have an update ready and waiting for our phones and tablets out there with plenty of fixes plus a potential Pixel 10 performance booster that I know a lot of you are waiting for. So yeah, let's get it. Stick around though for more Pixel updates, news, including what's coming soon, leaks, reviews and everything else in between. Cheers. So just to preface this deep dive into what has been fixed, I think the old first Monday of the month patch thing, hey, over the last few months it seems to be done now. I do think Google is just releasing patches when the company thinks things are ready for prime time. Another thing that is pretty important here, there is no patch for the Pixel 6, 6 Pro, 6a, Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. It is available for the 7a. It's actually not the first time that patches have been missed for either of those devices or that set of devices. We're not sure why, because per Google's own updated update schedule, those handsets should be supported. However, Droid Life, which is another site out there, blog out there that we love to pieces, has reached out to Google and was told that Pixel phones will remain security compliant for the full duration of the support windows. Yeah, it's a bit of a corporate response, but I'm probably reading between the lines here a bit. It might mean that we're getting quarterly patches because, at least according to our own records, there have been a few missed patches already for those phones, as I noted. And as I say, it's even weirder because the Pixel 7a has released its January patch with no problems. So yeah, I don't really know what the answer is here. I'd love to give you some proper answers, but I'm just as in the dark as you are. But I'm hopeful this will get resolved ASAP. But let's look at the worst case scenario of this for a second. If this is a change that we haven't been made aware of to something like quarterly patches for the oldest supported Pixel phones, that's sort of in sync with what Samsung does, and putting a positive spin on it, it is better than no updates. Plus, the support window was originally extended to 5 years, so maybe that was a big bonus anyway to begin with. So we will keep you updated should we learn any more about the situation. But yes, if you have a Pixel 6 series handset or those specific Pixel 7 and 7 Pro, there is no OTA for you this at least as of this going live, so maybe that'll change over the coming weeks. Sorry for that side note though, let's get into some fixes. I know some of you are really itching to get on with it. First up, audio for all phones, a noted solution for noisy ringback tones that you might encounter when talking during work video calls or calls in general using the WebEx software, which is by Cisco, has been solved here. It's a bit weird that they mentioned Cisco specifically here, but it is highly useful for those of you with work-issued Pixel devices or work-issued software for your Pixel, so that is fixed. Battery drain is always a pain point, I think, with any phone, and anyone with the Pixel 8 or newer, including the Pixel tablet, which I think is a bit weird. Again, that fits into the Pixel 7 lineup. There is a listed resolution for that here. I'm cautiously optimistic given I have to say I haven't had particularly bad battery life on any of my recent Pixel phones, at least over the past couple of years. But yes, it should hopefully, battery drain should be resolved with this update. Another solution for all Pixels from the 7a and newer should resolve wallpaper and style application crashes. Basically, if you deleted a live universe wallpaper from your phone, it could actually lock up the wallpaper and style app for whatever reason, and a reboot was needed to get your phone working as it intended. That is fixed here as well. That is your lot though if you don't own a Pixel 10, because there are some potentially big fixes I alluded to at the start of this video for the newest lineup. Let's get this big one out of the way first. This update includes another GPU performance tweak. Now this appears to be a big pain point for many Pixel 10 owners and even prospective owners out there. Generally, gaming performance is behind the competition, so this, at least before we've even fully tested it, could be a major step in the right direction. For now, we can't confidently say that gaming is better in any meaningful way, but it is noted here. Could it unlock more frames in your favourite games out there? Again, as I say, I'm not sure, but it is getting attention, which is vitally important. It's something that Google doesn't necessarily do very often, but I'm sure someone will be able to give some detailed information on that very, very soon when they put it through its paces. It could at least help bridge the performance gap the Tensor G5 chip has to the latest Snapdragon chips when it comes to mobile gaming and some other GPU related tasks like on-device video rendering and video processing and all that jazz, so I'm very hopeful here. Although listed in a separate section, but still related in my opinion, touchscreen and gestures should be smoother now as well thanks to some improvements with the January patch, which is of course vitally important on a touchscreen device, right? So yeah, that could be better and should be better here. Another couple of display related changes include better handling of the always on display flicker or reduction in display flicker when it is active. I can't say I've ever had an issue with the always on display on specifically the Pixel 10 Pro, so hopefully that is fully sorted for you now. It won't distract you, especially at night time, because I can imagine that's really annoying. If you are an Adobe Lightroom mobile person, which I think is insane, I can't do anything like this on my mobile, then there is a specific resolution here, that mean you should no longer see noisy lines flashing on your screen if or when you're editing HDR enabled photos within that application. Now, far be it from me to tell people what to do, but HDR photos, really, the eye searing ones that hurt your eyes on Instagram, I'd say maybe don't do that. But yeah, you do you, protect your eyes is my advice. So that's the main patch notes, but there is also the Google Play System update to contend with, and we're mentioning it here because the previous November 2025 Play System update might have introduced some problems or bugs to your phone, like UI hangs, random haptics, just little things here and there that start to get annoying or have been annoying. So if you haven't already, go and get that update ASAP. It needs to be installed separately, so go do that now. The latest Play System update has a key system management services fix that, as I say, should improve stability, as Google notes themselves. It should, and I emphasize should, mean less bugs here and there. What else is there in the Play System update? Well, there's some developer-related stuff related to location and context access. Nothing major for me or you to care about, I don't think. The wallet application on the phone and Wear OS watches now allows you to view transactions from your other devices and even online purchases that have been made with specific virtual cards. I think that might help you get an idea of your spending, especially if you are using or spending across multiple devices and your account on Google, on Chrome, whatever it is. There's also a nice little update for the Play Store perks system where you can potentially select from multiple prizes instead of getting a single prize. At least that's my read of that, because it's not very detailed. I personally love the perk system. I think it's awesome for getting free Play Store credit to use and save money on applications and services. I do highly recommend it. Go and use that. In fact, if you haven't already checked, go check that you have a perk available to you and go claim it. As for the last couple of fixes, they are for Android WebView. So there's some improvements to security and privacy, which is always good. Plus, for developers, some new functionality that relates to how web content is displayed within applications. Probably nothing we need to worry about, but yeah, important nonetheless. I would say make sure you go check for both of these updates right now on your Pixel phone. Yes, sadly, Pixel 6 and Pixel 7, you're out of luck, but you can do that from the same place. Just go to Settings, System, Software Updates. Really, really easy, really, really simple. I'm glad that Google streamlined this process. As I say, the OTAs are rolling out right now too, so if you haven't already seen them, momentarily check back to that section as and when you need to, or as and when you're able to. It'll just save a little bit of hassle for everyone involved. Or wait until that OTA notification pings on your phone. Yeah, you should be sorted as well. But that is your lot for the first bulletin of 2026. It's not the biggest, but there's still some important fixes nonetheless, especially if you have a Pixel 10. But let me know if you have seen some other improvements on your device that Google maybe didn't mention. But as always, I'll catch you back here in a few weeks' time for the next installment of this. Cheers for watching. Hopefully it's helped you out, and I'll speak to you later.